Welcome to the final debate presented by the City Club of Cleveland in this very important 2009 primary election cycle. I'm Jan Roller, President of the Board of Trustees of the City Club. The City Club has a long and proud history of hosting debates for public office. Whether the race is perceived by the pollsters to be close, or whether the pundits consider it high profile, the City Club of Cleveland provides an opportunity for those interested in their government to learn more about the issues and candidates. And here at the City Club, we go face to face, in person and in depth. And yes, you, the audience, and voters will get a chance to ask questions. Many thanks to those of you who are here and those watching and listening on IdeaStream and through our webcasts and podcasts. 60 minutes will go by very quickly, so let's proceed. We are delighted to have as our moderator for today's debate, Eric Wellman, host of Morning Edition on 90.3. Eric accompanies many of us to work each morning, and his newscasts and interviews are heard weekdays at 6 to 9 a.m. Eric?
Thanks, Jan, and thanks to the City Club for hosting this debate for the Mayor of Cleveland. Here's how the opening portion of this debate is going to work. Each candidate will have a total of 6 minutes for both an opening statement and for a rebuttal. Again, we'll hear from each candidate twice during the opening. They can split up that time however they choose. And after the opening and the rebuttal, we'll move to the traditional City Club question and answer period where members of the audience will have a chance to ask questions, and then we'll close with a final question which I'll pose to all of the candidates, and it'll be the same question for all of the candidates. Our candidates are Kimberly Brown, a licensed social worker and nonprofit executive and a former gospel radio host. Laverne Gore is a business consultant who runs a consulting firm and who's previously run for Cuyahoga County Commissioner. Frank Jackson currently serves as the Mayor of Cleveland, elected 4 years ago, and is finishing his first term. He previously served in Cleveland City Council and as Council President. Robert Kylo has worked for a wealth management company and is an alumnus of Ohio University. And Bill Patmon served 3 terms on the City Council and has run for county commissioner and for mayor. We're also very pleased to welcome our audience here today. I know that many of you support one candidate or the other, and we appreciate you giving all of the candidates the opportunity to be heard. The order of the presentation was determined just a few minutes ago. Mr. Patmon will present first, then Ms. Brown, Ms. Gore, Mr. Jackson, and Mr. Kylo. Mr. Patmon, you may begin.
Good afternoon. My name is Bill Patmon, and I'm running for mayor of the City of Cleveland. I'd like to thank the City Club for arranging this event and the audience for taking time out of your busy schedule to attend this event. I'd especially like to thank my wife Sharon, my staff, and those who support my campaign. Thank you. Let me open my remarks by telling you something about my record as a public servant. I served in Cleveland City Council from 1989 to 2001. When I joined the council, we faced many of the same challenges that we face today. Budget shortfalls, a bad national economy, disappointing results from our school system, and neighborhoods in decline. As a councilman and chairman of Finance Committee, I accepted these challenges head on and helped to make Cleveland an all-American city. As chairman of Finance and leader in City Council, I led the committee in passing the largest financial transaction in the history of Cleveland, the $600 million bond issue. I worked directly with the investment bankers and counselors to ensure that Cleveland got the best opportunity. We made the deal, we expanded our airport, and we improved services. As chairman of Finance, I created a neighborhood equity fund, $21 million budget surpluses. This fund continues to support neighborhood projects in our city. I persuaded the council of the need of an employment and affirmative action and training committee to ensure that all Clevelanders, regardless of age, race, gender, or orientation, got a fair shake. I also wrote the city's toughest and most comprehensive anti-discrimination employment law and received national attention for it. In the mid-90s, I protested the price gouging by oil companies at the gas pumps. I fought this unfair treatment of Clevelanders all the way to Washington, where I testified before the Judiciary Committee. These actions resulted in a $1 million scholarship fund for Cleveland school children. I want to emphasize my record as someone who will fight for the people of the city of Cleveland. As mayor, Cleveland will have no greater advocate than Bill Patmon. I'd also like to tell you what I think. I see a city with incredible assets, with a history rich with innovation, accomplishment, but a city that's losing population, losing jobs, losing tax revenue, and in some cases, beginning to lose hope. That's not good enough. I see a city whose major accomplishments seem to be a balanced budget. So the city's books are in the black, but the people are in the red, and that's not good enough. When I see Fortune 500 companies announce they're moving their world headquarters, 450 jobs out of town, and we didn't do everything possible we could to keep them here, I'm sorry, that's not good enough. A school system that gets a D for its performance and a less than 54% graduation rate, passing just 3 of 30 state requirements, that's not good enough. And when the best idea for lakefront development involves cutting off tens of thousands of people from being able to get to the lake and building a 200-acre industrial zone surrounded by fences and barbed wires, that's not good enough. Well, you tell me, is that the vision for the city of Cleveland? That's not my vision. We are blessed to live in a city and a region that should be the envy of every other city in the country. Our lakefront, our medical industry, our universities, our research centers, our natural resources, our human resources, our people, our spirit, our history. We can do better. We did it before in tough times, and we can do it again. If we have real leadership, a real vision, courage, the strength to be bold, we can do better. And if I have the good fortune to be the next mayor of the city of Cleveland, whatever we want to do, we will. I want all of you, each and every one of you, to keep in mind, Cleveland can. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Patmon. We'll now hear opening remarks from Ms. Brown.
Has-beens and used-to-bes and wannabes have never achieved. Clevelanders finally first. Clevelanders finally first. Imagine that. Can you imagine? I certainly can. My name is Kimberly F. Brown, longtime clinical social worker, Director of Marketing and Development and Public Relations for a nonprofit organization, also veteran gospel radio announcer. Always had the reputation of running to fires, never running from fires. The city of Cleveland is in an urgent condition. There's an immediate need today to do something now. Not talk about what you've done 12 years ago or 18 years ago, but talk about the now. Crime is on the rise, and we make excuses. For too long, our city has elected people in offices that were supposed to support the community, and yet and still they continue to fail us. For too long, our children has been declining in their educational process, and we say it is what it is. For too long, too many businesses have had to give in kickbacks to inspectors within the city of Cleveland, and we say, well, it's been happening for many, many years. We should no longer say it is what it is, but enough is enough, or simply never again. It's time for new challenges to take place in this city. It's time for new leadership, new creative measures. It's time for people to look deeply in their souls and ask themselves, are you really ready for a change? Or is this something that you just want to name? Do you really want to see this city grow? Or do you just want to stay stuck and stand still?